sorry about the loss, Maple Street, unfortunately. Brothers have to fight each other sometimes. But I do want to talk about your relationship a little bit. How did you both get into League of Legends in the first place?
So I used to play a lot of StarCraft and Warcraft 3. Then I started playing a lot of Dota. I think he started playing a lot of Dota too, as well, yeah. And then I got into League because a friend told me about this beta for this cool game called League of Legends. I was like, okay, I'll try it. Got pretty good, and yeah, here I am. But I didn't even know he played League of Legends until like I saw him on the ladder, and then he said he was my brother. So I'm like, either this guy's a weirdo or my brother actually does play this game, and I don't even know.
So by the time you started playing, were you already living in the TSM gaming house, and how did you just not think to tell him until you're high ranked?
Well, I started playing a year ago, and then because that was the first time I had a computer that would run League at more than like 15 FPS, so that was good. And like 6 months ago, I got to a diamond or so, and then I was like, oh, hey Brian, it's Ainsley. So then he like checked his iPhone on stream because he told me to email him. He was like, oh damn, it's actually him.
Well, so that's the verification to check if you're actually brothers. Don't call on the phone, text in game, and then find it out. I mean, how much longer have you been playing the game than your brother?
Probably a couple years or so, because I've been playing since open beta, since the days of like WCG 2010, so it's been a while.
And what was it like, obviously, Maple Street, coming up through the challenger scene, knowing your brother was already like this successful pro? I know there's this moment of game cribs when you're at MOG and you're just like gleefully watching your brother like dominate one of the MOG games. Can you talk to me about what it was like watching your brother rise up?
I thought it was pretty cool. Like, I didn't think that he'd rise so fast. Like, I didn't even realize he was in Diamond at that time. But it was pretty awesome, like, that he could actually be at LCS with me. So we had more time together, I guess, and stuff like that. So I didn't expect it to happen, but it did. So it's pretty amazing that he's here.
And from your end, what was it like?
I don't know. I'm always being compared, so. But I was just focused on my own game, trying to get to the highest level of play, since I was actually like motivated from TSM losing to Azubu Blaze at the time at the MOG Summer Arena. I was like, dang, I want to beat these Koreans one day.
Awesome stuff. And obviously now you're kind of competing against each other. Does anyone else in your family play League of Legends? And I mean, are you the only two children, or are there more?
No, no one else plays League of Legends. We both have an older sister and an older brother. The older brother is like 29 right now, and the older sister is like 27.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so just checking the day, but yeah, like we're more of the gamer kids, because at least I grew up with like Atari, because we'd get old consoles at garage sales, and basically I was gaming since I was like 3 years old. Played Nintendo, Sega, so we're more into games, I guess, because we just grew up when it started becoming even more popular.
Would you two often just play the games together, whereas your older siblings would just like off be doing other things entirely? Or were you just individually playing games?
We were more competing to get on the computer, and I'd be like bratty about it, so I'd always want to go on the computer.
Yeah, that was another issue. We only had one computer, so we could never actually play with each other. So it'd just be one person on it, then it's like my turn's up, then you'd go on it, play whatever game. Like sometimes we'd play the same games, and usually that'd happen. Like I'd play StarCraft, he'd play StarCraft, I'd play Dota, he'd play Dota, and then now that we're both in different houses, we both can play League at the same time.
Yeah, you no longer have the console wars going on because you're both on professional teams. Do you find yourselves now having kind of a better relationship, or is it still adversarial because you're competing against each other in the LCS?
I don't think it's that adversarial. Like, we're both hoping we make it big, so I feel like at the end of the day we're still really good friends always.
Yeah, like, I don't really care who the opponent is, because I just want to win. I want to go to Worlds and just win it there, so it doesn't really matter who the opponent is, but it's really nice that you can basically share some of the experiences I've been having ever since I went into the gaming house like a couple of years ago.
Well, thank you very much. The odd one from TSM Snapdragon and Maple Street from Velocity Esports. The brothers, the new brothers actually, in the North American LCS, the Wiley clan as I like to talk about.